Hey guys, I'm finally back home, getting settled. As you know, I went to Europe for the European One Piece Card Game Finals, and then this past weekend, I went to the North American One Piece Card Game Finals in Bandai Card Game Fest in LA. So I already had a video for Europe. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. I will also be having a travel blog about it, my event and the journey. So please look forward to it. I fell behind a little bit on editing it, so it'll be coming out soon, I promise. So this video, I want to talk about my experience about the event for Bandai Card Fest North American Finals. Not necessarily my tournament report. I'm going to make a separate video about that. So for this video, I'm going to talk about what happened, how I felt about it, and so on. So North American Finals for One Piece Card Game. This was held within a Bandai Card Game Fest, and that is basically a mini convention showcasing all the Bandai TCGs, One Piece, Union Arena, Battle Spirits, Digimon, Dragon Ball, and they was held between two halls in the LA Convention Center. One hall was One Piece, Digimon, North American Finals, the BSS Battle Spirits Saga World Championship, and a demo event for Union Arena. On the other side, we had Dragon Ball Power Hour and Battle Hour, Power Hour. It was all things Dragon Ball. So it had Masters, Fusion World. They had like a deck limited battle event. You could buy the starter decks for Fusion World. So that was cool. And I got to LA in the morning on Friday morning, and I went with my friends to Universal Studios. We hung out with Evan, Jeff, Garrett, Sebastian. We went to Mario Land. Never been there before. So thank you, Evan, for letting us in. And then we did Mario Kart. I loved that ride. That was great. Jurassic Park, Secret Life of Pets, The Mummy, all these rides, different from Orlando, mind you. So Universal Studios Orlando are not the same. It's not the same as Hollywood. So if you're there, check out one another because there's a big difference, I think. Other than that, throughout the time we were in the park, we noticed all the posts of people making comments about the huge line to check in for the early check-in. And that line was huge, I'll say. And I think it's because everybody had the same idea to go at the same time. So it creates a bottleneck. But by the time we were done with the parks and we're heading out and we went there, the line was like super quick. We went in, we got our stuff, and we were done, right? One thing that happened is that I was made aware on the spot that some of the bags that were given out did not have the promo, promo pack that had the Gearified Luffy, the Digimon card, and the BSS card. So quickly I checked my bag and it was fine. I had them. A lot of people did not get theirs, and thankfully Bandai rectified that by giving them away to the correct people. So good on them, good for the players. Then we saw that everybody was hanging out in the hotel across the street, the Moxie. I saw some friends. I saw Karar, Cross, Brian, Joseph, Kush, Daniel. We all hung out there for a little bit. I didn't want to stay there that long because I did not bring any cards. I came from the park. I had my wallet. That's all I had. You know, my bag of packs and my Dragon Ball stuff. So as I was heading out, I said to Cross, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Target to buy some Sharpies because there might be the off chance that I might get my stuff signed by someone. So I'm gonna get some Sharpies." And he said, "Yo, I want some too." So we were on our way to Target, and as I wait for the Uber, I meet up with Otsuki, the One Piece Treasure Cruise YouTuber. So cool coincidence that we met him on the street. We said hi to each other. I found out that he is going to be coming more often to the US, so it's kind of cool. He's only a spectator. He wasn't playing the main event, but his wife was. So I hope they had a great time at the event, by the way, because I did not get to see him again. Unfortunately, it was a huge event, so you might not see the same person twice, unfortunately. We went to Target. We got the Sharpies. We got some drinks for the hotel. I needed some Powerade because I was tired. When we got to the hotel, I planted the idea that I wanted to get Korean barbecue because when I go to California, first thing I think of is Asian food. My friend Benny recommends me to this place called Gangnam Korean Barbecue, and we made the misplay into not realizing that the wait was going to be so long. We waited for so long, and we gave up. We ended up having a cheese pizza. We ordered from Papa John's, and yeah, that's all I had. A couple of cheese slices. But I think that was the correct thing to do at that time because I don't think I could have played the way I played if I wouldn't have had the sleep I had that night. Because I considered going out and getting food on my own, but the drive and the eating. I just chose to stay in the hotel and just slept because I was really tired. Um, Day one of the event, we go in and it's pretty smooth. We show our badge, whichever. It's not that crowded yet because we're only the players, not the spectators. Um, we see they have on the right when you come in. First thing on the right, we have the shop, and it's like selling all these exclusive convention figures. They're going to sell product. They're going to sell packs. I think originally they were going to sell boxes, and they realized that it was going to sell out immediately if they did that. So they made it to like a 5-pack limit, and then they had on the left side all this One Piece decor, like manga panels, cards, like giant cards, all these like framed for like pictures. They had a display of the live action outfits. They had a display of the cards, all the high rarity ones. They even showed like the new treasure rare card Nami that's exclusive for us in English. A lot of feedback in back and forth about it because some people don't like the art or don't like that it's Nami again. But you know, it's what it is. That so the way the venue was, it was like you come in and it's the decor, it's the shop. They have the Battle Spirits final on the left. In the front, they have the stage where they show like a constant feed of Bandai game stuff. And eventually, the Usopp voice actor, he had a whole thing over there with him and Gavin, and they had people in the audience asking him questions. So that was super cool. He ended up doing the Soge King song. So that was really fun to watch. A really unique experience, I'll say. Like, I don't think I would ever see like one of the Japanese voice actors for One Piece, in person. So that was kind of cool. Then we had Digimon on another corner, and on the right side we had the One Piece area, which was the biggest because we had the biggest cap. I don't know the count for BSS. They was the World Finals, right? So that was like 100 players, I think. Then we had Digimon with its 900 players, per what I saw. That event was ran by PPG and Anna and Danny G TO'd it. Then on the right we had One Piece, and that one was like a 2100 event cap. But I think what held it back was that it was a free event. So therefore, it was less commitment for people to show up, and it is a big trip. So people may sign up for the hell of it. I think from what I've heard, I don't know numbers, I don't know confirmation, that it was like the original sum of actual people checked in was like 1,700. And then they had let in people from the spectator side to join. And it became to like 19. Based on my count, when I doubled up BCP, it came out to 1948. But on Eggman events, it does say it's like 1970 something. I mean, it's a few players off. It's not a big deal. Ultimately, the event ran super late because we're falling behind quite a bit. We were told to be there at 9:30, and we only started the event at noonish, I'd say. And then I didn't really mind because I did stuff in between, but I'm sure not everybody feels the same way. Like, I wanted to take pictures, I recorded stuff, I talked to people I hadn't seen in a while, got to meet new faces. I finally met Batsu in person. I met Gavin in person. I met one of the creators of the game, Shun, in person. Thank you for introducing me, Janik. I always appreciate you. You're the best. I got my Gear 5 Luffy signed by him too, by the way. And that goes into the whole thing with the Sharpies. So I got the Sharpie for myself and then for Cross. So I completely forgot to give it to Cross until later on, and I get his attention. And yo, Cross, I have your Sharpie right here. So I am in the middle of the floor, kneeling down, getting my backpack opened to get out the Sharpie. And this dude pulls out a wad of cash to give me money for the Sharpie. And then I look behind me, and there's 3 Bandai reps right next to us. I'm like, yo, put that money away right now. Put that money away. And I'm like, I do not want to get banned. I do not want to get kicked out. Oh my God. I was cold sweat when that happened because, thankfully it wasn't cards, but, any kind of cash handling looks really bad, when it's done out of context. So I told him, just put it away, man, put it away. And I gave him the Sharpie and went on our way. Also, it didn't happen on day one, but I did meet the Luffy, Ian. Nice to meet you, man. Cool guy. And then I saw Cosmic also. So that was super nice. Once again, I saw my friend Chris Spencer. Always a pleasure. Ian, see him every now and then. Unfortunately, I didn't know the other two casters, so I didn't really approach them because I didn't know them. I was a little shy. But yeah, the event finally hit at noonish. We started round one, played it. Round two, played it. We introduced the players that had the 2 round buy on round three, and that was a little messy, I guess, because some were checked in and they weren't supposed to, and they had to fix that, which is gotta get it done. And they sat me like in table 800, and I'm like, this is kind of weird because I won my first 2 games. Why would I be there, right? So they had a repair. Okay, reaper, and then I went to like back to the 200s. Makes more sense. Um, then we kept having a couple more rounds. In round 5 or 6, I don't fully recall, we had another repair, and that basically was like a scoot, pretty much. So it wasn't that bad. And then we kept playing, kept playing, kept playing. But it was getting late because we started at noon, right? And we were supposed to have 11 rounds. We get to like round 8. It's already like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. We finally get to round 10, and they say the app goes down, and they say, please verify your opponent. And that's fair because a lot of people have the tendency to just look at it once, not make sure who they're playing, don't verify, hey, you're John G, and oh, I am Adam C, and whatever. Or also, maybe they misclick things and they accidentally drop or put in the wrong result. So it's always good, please, rule of thumb, do make sure that you are actually playing your opponent, you're in the correct table. Don't accidentally click drop, and always make sure that you're in the event, make sure that you're putting in the correct winner of that game. So it's a little bit of paranoid thing to do, but it doesn't hurt to check. And then round 10 happens, and we have a soft reaper because we have to see who we're playing again. And originally, I think it was like 270 something for me, but it moved me down 2 tables, and I went from playing NNL to Sakasuki. And then, it happened. We had the match. I ended up winning that one, and I had a great time with the player. It was a super competitive match, and moving on, waiting for the 11th round. We're waiting, right? And it's already like 11 something. And then we have the sunning announcement. At this point, we're getting like, not to make light of the word, we're getting triggered from here in the PA. Come on, it's like One Piece players. I'm like, no, what's going on? We were like associating the PA with something negative, right? And then they tell us, unfortunately, due to whichever circumstance, we are ending the event. So the event ended at 10 rounds other than 11 instead. And bummed me out because it changed the way the placements ended, because a lot of people that were X2 that should have gone to day 2 for top 64 did not make it. A lot of players that should have been 128 or 256 did not make it because of the tiebreakers and standings. Like, to me, I feel like I was personally affected because I could have had another game or lost another game. I would have been more satisfied with that outcome than it was to getting shorted the round, because I think the standings would have been way different. I ended up getting 282nd, so I placed top 512, but of course that is, the scaling, the proportion of things, because like people like say Kekfele SH, he was X2 and he got bumped out of top 64. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. Like, I feel for him because there's a lot of pricing on the line, and yeah, it's the first Nats finals for the game, and well, it is what it is. So we move on. I go back to the hotel and I just sleep. I oversleep, and I'm trying to get to the venue as soon as possible so I can watch the Top Cut. I missed top 64. I missed top 32. I finally make it to the venue, and I see my friend Rob is playing a Soro player, and he was one of the undefeateds with Katakuri, and he already, he got his uncut sheet because he placed 16th, and he ended up losing to Soro, so that ended his run. But at least he got what he wanted. He wanted to get the uncut sheet, and he was really glad about what happened. So he came out satisfied. Another thing that I was following up on was that I saw Cody was playing off against the last Whitebeard player in the tournament, and I mean, I love you, Cody, but it would have been cool to see Whitebeard, go on. But then top eight was like Jackson and Cody. Um, I don't recall who else were playing each other because it was like all separated by chairs and stuff. Then top eight was Jackson and RP Luffy and Jonas against Zoro. Then after that happened, before the finals, they won a small break, and I believe that coincided with Digimon, where they were waiting for the finals too. And I didn't know this because I only followed the news outlet for One Piece, and they had the performers of the intros and background music for Digimon performing there. I think they did Braveheart and Butterfly or something maybe. I don't fully recall because I was in the background. I went to get drinks and food before the main event. And when I got back there, I won a front row seat to watch Hiroshi Kitadani and Maki Otsuki because, my God, that was 90% of the reason why I wanted to go to Bandai Card Fest because, I mean, as you all know, I'm a big One Piece fan, and hearing them perform in person was a big deal to me. So I got a front row seat. I scooted between some Digimon players watching the finals. I watched the finals. I did not understand it really, but everybody was hyped, and that got me hyped. Then we moved on, and it was time for the performance by Maki Otsuki and Hiroshi Kitadani. Maki Otsuki is known for doing the Memories outro, which is the one where they're in the background looking into the ocean, and they each show up bit by bit. And the other one was Run, 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 and it's the kid Straw Hats becoming grown-ups and stuff like that. So great performances. And then she showed the new one, which she also performed, which is the current outro for the Egghead Island arc, which is like a revised version of Memories, which is super, super cool. And everybody sang along. They had a little, the sticks banging on them. And finally, not to diminish or like make light of her, a lot of people wanted to hear this man. So we saw Hiroshi Kitadani. And if you guys want to see the video, I actually recorded and put it on YouTube. So go check it out. I have the whole 30-minute concert with all 6-ish songs in there. So please check it out. I will link it in the description. So for Hiroshi, he went straight into the Wano opening, the Over the Top, which is amazing. Then he did the Us, the current Egghead Island intro. Blew my mind. And then at the end, he wanted everybody to sing along together to do this one. And we all sang We Are, and that was hype. That was awesome. Then he took a selfie. Well, they took a selfie with all of us. I actually managed to get on the picture. You can see like my big old orange shirt in the background. And then we moved on to the finals, and it was Jonas and Jackson and Ella and Sakasuki. And it's the best out of 3. And it was casted by our friend Ying. And please pardon me, I don't know if it's DOA or DOA. But they did a great job. And also Gavin, of course. So they did a great job. It was a fantastic back and forth final. I got to enjoy it with somebody I met earlier in the Digimon performance. And we talked it out for a little bit about, how they were playing, what they could do. And also next to me, I had someone I have played at Pasadena at the big one. And he was my first loss with Katakuri. So we had this whole 4-way conversation going throughout the final. So that was really fun and interact and just like, oh, what are they going to do next? How are they going to react? So it made a better immersive experience with the final, I'd say. And as you all know, this is already a factual thing. It already happened. Jonas ended up winning, best in Jackson. However, both players are going to Japan. They are both going to represent North America at the finals, which are also going to be at a Bandai Card Fest. So again, Bandai Card Fest is a convention kind of sorts. So in there, from what I've seen in the Japan one, they're going to have One Piece, of course. They're going to have 2 flagship battles. They're going to have a 3v3. They're going to have Union Arena stuff being sold, like the playmats and the storage boxes. I'm sure they're going to have other stuff like Digimon, Fusion World, whatever. That's going to be another place where you can buy that Gear 5 playmat and get the Japanese version of the Gear 5 Luffy stamp card. After that, after the finals ended, people got interviewed. The casters took their group photo. man, the event staff just booked it. They were just breaking everything down. We're slowly being corralled out of the way. I talked with Cosmic for a little bit. Ying, Chris, had a great time. I sent my goodbyes to my friend Daniel, Ben, and the rest of the judge staff who I had the absolute pleasure of playing, judging with them, working with them throughout this year. So I wanted to say bye to them. I thanked the TO, because whatever happened on day one, bro, that day two, that performance, I don't care. You can have your opinion. To me, nothing will surpass what I experienced with those basically concert, and the hype of the finals. So, thank you for what it's worth. There was other things that happened at the event which were rather serious. I heard somebody was held up. They were robbed, and I'm sorry that happened. And that, excuse me, that is unfortunately, one of those things that can happen when you're wandering in the street, even if it's outside, out the venue. And I hope the person is okay, that they didn't lose much of value, and I hope that they still have their passion for the game and still manage to come back despite that horrible thing happening to them. I also heard that from Brian, Stage Zero Android, he had his camera. The overhead camera from the stream match gets stolen. That I just saw the video on the way home from work, and that was wild. Like, somebody had the audacity to go up to the thing, unplug it, and take it. But I talked to him. He was really bummed out about it, but he he held his head high and pushed through. He did a great job with the his back behind the scenes stuff, editing for the event, and he did a great job. He's always a very talented person, making all these videos and streams for One Piece and other card games. We really appreciate him. And then another thing that was kind of want to talk about, because I feel like Bandai could improve on this, because it was based on what I heard from William Craddock's video, is that the Bandai staff, or the venue staff maybe, I'm not sure which one it was, they were kicking people out. And personally, I understand to kick people out of the event if you're not playing, but there needs to be this in-between area where, like, if you have direct family with you, they shouldn't separate you, right? Like, oh, your homie's playing, well, unfortunately, go outside, wait for them to come out. I think that's acceptable in my opinion. But to send out your spouse or your son, your parent, I think that's a little drastic. And I hope that people put in on the survey that they need better management and staff that understands things better. Personally, I don't think they should have kicked out Didi out of the venue, even though she already dropped out, because she is, small potato. She's a smaller Asian lady, and the only person that she was with was Will. And I feel like it is a potentially dangerous situation to leave her outside while Will was playing, because Will did stay and he played and he topped. So that was it. I think that didn't happen to me, but I feel strongly about that part, and I feel like they could have done better with that, and basically not made it look like they were being jerks to other people. So I hope that is something that gets amended by the next event, by the next finals. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of changes happening, because people were being handed out this QR code for a survey. I'm sure it's somewhere out there on the internet for this survey feedback for the finals. And I'm going to try and find it. And if I find it soon enough, I'll share the link. And because I also want to fill it out, and I want to put down, bring in Ichiro Oda into Bandai Card Fest. Bring in Mayumi Tanaka. Bring in Danny again. That's what he wanted to be called. Kitadani was like, they call me Danny. So yeah, that was a super fun event in that regard. It was a fun year. It was a fun final. Super exciting. It wasn't like a big old blowout final match. We had a lot of excitement seeing the little mini concert. All the top 64 matches were great. A lot of good players made it in that deserved to be there. It's unfortunate, it is the nature of the beast that in a highly competitive event, not everybody always makes it. You know, you could be like in the World Cup, and it's like sometimes some of the powerhouses don't make it. Like Italy will make it, uh, Germany will get knocked out round one. The US won't make it. Um, so like not everybody like you knew like had won a regional or treasure cup made it to top 64, unfortunately. And it's, you know, if you follow the game and you're like fan of these people, it's like, oh man, that sucks. Like Cross, you know, he lost one of his games on time. Garrett was 6-3. Evan didn't do so great. He was playing white bear along me. Um, and he was about ready to leave, and he was bummed out that I wanted to stay and play. So thank you, Evan. I appreciate you for staying in with me and keeping me company and morally supporting me. So I appreciate you for that. Same with Gerald, by the way. But yeah, after that, after the event ended, I said bye to everybody. I got my Uber and I went to the airport, and then I met up with Lago, Jackson, Harrison. I saw Ryan Fletcher and Caitlin and Ricky. We chilled at the Delta Lounge, and we got on our flight because we were all in similar flights to Orlando or New York and so. So we chilled at the lounge. That was fun. It was a nice, relaxing way to end our time in LA. And with that, we ended the first season for One Piece Card Game. It was a really fun weekend overall. I love seeing all my friends that I've met throughout this year. I'm thankful that I got to see everybody, you know, say nice things to me, giving me kind comments and their support, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason why I do this. I do this for fun. I have a full-time job. Obviously, I don't. All of my time off, I spend it on this because I love doing this. I love interacting with you guys. I love doing stuff for the game. I love doing these things. So thank you guys once again. And I do want to say thank you for everything. Thank you for this wonderful year. Thank you for allowing me to be part of something you guys spend your time on. And I do want to say that I will be happy to see you guys at the next event. I will be trying to play as many online events as I can or judge them. I did see they announced Kissimmee, Niagara Falls, and Peoria. Kissimmee, I'm a local, so most likely I'll try and judge it because I'm just a drive away. Niagara Falls, same day as Kissimmee, I think. So can't make that one, even though I got a passport now. And then there is Peoria, which I may or may not go judge or play. I do get a flight credit that I'm interested in using, so maybe it'll happen. Maybe one of our friends will have a room on Airbnb we can share, and they can save me money. Additionally, I do want to go out and say that I will be going to Bandai Card Fest in Tokyo in March 2nd and 3rd. My friend Evan and I will be there. We have unconfirmed right now because there is going to be a lottery on who gets to participate in the event. I have signed up for both flagship battles, and that is going to be the event that has the Piranha and the Mihawk. And I've also signed up for the 3v3. So once I get confirmation, I'll be looking for a partner, okay, for a third player. Other than that, I have also had confirmation that I'll be casting the Mexico City Regional. And currently the event is full, but the TO Eric is trying to increase the cap to a higher player count. And if it does go up, I will happily let you guys know as soon as possible. So with that, I think this ran a little bit too long, but I just want to say my piece on the matter. It might be a little disappointing to some people that I'm not necessarily just nailing the head on things that happened. Because to me, the way I see it, it already happened. It's done. Only thing we can do is focus on the positives and let Bandai know how we feel about things. And see and hope that they can learn from their very first year of doing this, and the next year can be more of a pleasant experience for everyone. So with that, again, I want to say thank you guys. Thank you for watching all my videos, my posts. I appreciate you all. You guys give me life. I will see you on the next video and the next event.